Go ahead.
Oh, no. Mr. Kelly, you better check that attitude right now. You better check it.
I'm not trying.
You better check it, Mr. Kelly.
Judge Simpson finally snapped on this defendant, and the second it happened, the tension in the room went nuclear. What started as a basic landlord-tenant dispute spiraled into chaos the moment the judge discovered the guy had an active warrant. The whole vibe shifted in an instant, from casual to catastrophic. It's wild how fast a rent hearing can turn into a direct route to jail. People seriously underestimate how thin that line is between freedom and custody. And the craziest part? Some folks treat warrants like they're overdue library books until the cuffs start clicking. I mean, come on. How do you walk into court with a warrant and still act this bold? Let's dive in and watch this train wreck unfold.
So where are we on this case?
Your Honor, I think today is the date and time for, a settlement conference.
Yes.
As of the last date, Your Honor, given plaintiff an opportunity to file a reply to Mr. Kelly's answer, which I've done, setting forth deficiencies in the answer, what I would call admissions in his answer, citing additional grounds on which the plaintiff has to terminate Mr. Kelly's safety. The most serious of which, Your Honor, is based on the revocation of Mr. Kelly's driver's license, which I believe occurred in 2022. And he's certainly been driving his car in the community over the last 2 years, and that violates Michigan statute and the lease and rules and regulations clearly state that a violation of Michigan statute or any other ordinance, local, state, or federal, is grounds for termination of the tenancy. So I don't know that there's a tribal issue in this case, Your Honor. For that reason, we wouldn't be asking for a judgment session today.
Mr. Kelly.
I can't hear a word she's saying. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Like 40% hearing, trying to get a hearing aid right now. Appreciate it. Sorry.
Those are different than ours.
Yeah.
Like this?
Oh, no.
Like this. Got it. Sorry. That's much better. Thank you.
I was going to have you do it the other way. Sit here and laugh. Anyway, all right. Could you briefly surmise what you just said, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sorry.
No worries, Mr. Kelly. Your Honor, as I indicated, the concerns that we should file a reply to defendant's answer to our complaint for termination of license did. And in our reply, we did set forth several deficiencies in the answer, as well as the additional grounds on which plaintiff has to terminate Mr. Kelly's tenancy. The most serious of those additional grounds is based on revocation of Mr. Kelly's driver's license in 2022. Has most certainly, over the last 2 years, been driving his car in the community, presumably without a driver's license. And the rules and regulations in the community that Mr. Kelly is required to abide do indicate that violation of Michigan statute or any ordinance, local, federal, is grounds to terminate the tenancy. It's driving in the community without a license, violation of statute, or violation of the lease agreement. And for that reason, I don't believe there's a tribal effect here. I do believe plaintiff is entitled to a judgment session.
Your response, Mr. Kelly.
Your Honor, none of that was brought up in the initial complaint back in July. So she hasn't brought up one thing that the original complaint stated. So, I don't know where the laws come in as far as my license and everything, but
Pardon?
I say I don't know where the laws lie as far as I haven't researched anything in the Michigan state statute or the community guidelines that mention anything about driver's license. That's because this is the first I've been accused of that. I mean, so it's the first time it was brought up, and that recently happened, and I don't own my car anymore. So
What recently happened?
that my car was taken away or impounded, not impounded, repo.
Your Honor,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I may reply to that. Your Honor, our reply to defendant's answer does set forth the ongoing grounds listed in the original demand for possession, which Mr. Kelly failed to respond to several of those. In his answer, Your Honor, very vague.
Man, the first thing this guy says is that he can't even hear what's going on. Claims he's got like 40% hearing left. And I'm just sitting there thinking, why wouldn't you mention that the second you walked in? Instead, he lets the other side talk through their whole argument just to drop, "Oh, I can't hear her. I need my hearing aid." That's when I knew exactly what kind of vibe we were dealing with. This dude wasn't confused. He was calculated. That move wasn't about hearing. It was about control. Some defendants pull that stunt just to stall or throw off the judge's rhythm. And you could literally see Judge Simpson's patience draining by the second. Honestly, I don't blame him. Court time is precious, and wasting it is like poking a bear. You're just asking for trouble. If it were me, I'd be up front from the jump, not playing these little games. The second he said that, I knew this hearing was about to drag way longer than it should.
Responses to the complaint for possession. 1. 2, Mr. Kelly does not respond to the claims that he's parking on the lawn, that he's been disturbing other residents, and that he has verbally abused the threat of management and their personnel. He doesn't respond to that at all in the complaint, in his answer. He makes no statement in support of his claim of retaliatory eviction. The original demand for possession, Your Honor, does state that we would rely on those things specifically delineated, but it also indicates that it would rely on any other violations that he becomes aware of. At the time that this demand was issued, the plaintiff was unaware of some ongoing issues with Mr. Kelly not having a driver's license. And so now the plaintiff is aware of those, they are going to be relied upon in this case.
I did respond to those as calling them false. I mean, there isn't one statement there. I didn't know if that should have been brought up with my answer or brought up in the trial. Negate those accusations properly, because they don't stand up to the truth. None of them. So I did state that in the answer.
Your Honor, the Michigan Court Rules MCR 2.111A require a clear and concise answer. Same rule, subsection D, requires the defendant to state the substance of the matter he's going to rely upon in defending a complaint filed against him. 2.111F requires defenses to be pleaded. It also indicates that allegations that aren't addressed are deemed as admitted. Because Mr. Kelly did not specifically, he doesn't make any specific statements at all regarding the claims against him. Again, a vague assertion that they're false, but how are they false? There is nothing in his answer to support his claim that these allegations are false.
I did go through each step that they were claiming and disagreed with them. I mean, I thought that's what the answer was supposed to be as far as the state guidelines and the community guidelines. I didn't know I had to choose one. I thought that would be brought up in trial when I could bring evidence.
No, sir. That's not how it works.
If I just answered that these aren't true, each one, what's that get us? I mean, I don't.
Well, you have to specifically lay out what your answer is, not just some general denial of everything.
I don't see anything true about it. It's, it's under the guise of upon information and belief. It's just hearsay when the bottom line. So I didn't, I don't have a lawyer. I can't even afford a lawyer, so I'm trying to do it myself, Your Honor. But all that, I have phone numbers and all kinds of things that you can call if you want to verify my reputation as a decent human being.
When did you stop driving? How long has it been since you haven't driven a vehicle?
I'm getting my license back to the state for quite a while. I don't have any means to get to it.
So you haven't been driving for how long?
It's probably 2017.
So you've not driven a vehicle since that time?
Take the fifth on that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I got pulled over I went to Bush's. It was for an emergency. I have a daughter at home. Stays with me off and on. And as far as that goes,
You got pulled over in Saline. Yeah.
I was driving that day just to go to Bush's
In August.
to get groceries. Yeah,
In August, right?
that's in August. I'm a senior citizen on a fixed income, and it's very hard to. Everybody wants lawyers or money, and I just don't have it.
You really haven't stated anything here. You say that they're retaliating. You've not stated anything regarding a retaliatory eviction.
Well, the reason I didn't, Your Honor, was because I thought that would be brought up in trial and be happy to.
No, sir.
Well, okay, I could talk about it now. I mean,
That's not how this works, Mr. Kelly.
This guy is honestly something else. The judge straight up asks if he's been driving since losing his license, and he goes, "Only once. There was an emergency." Like, bro, that's the same excuse everyone uses when they get caught driving dirty. I'm sitting there like, if you've been off the road for years, maybe that's not the time to test your luck. He's clearly not a hardened criminal, just a dude who made a dumb call and tried to wrap it in good intentions. You can almost feel he thought that line would earn him some sympathy, but the law doesn't care about almost. No license means no driving, period. Judges have heard that same story 1,000 times, and it never flies. What really gets me is the confidence in his delivery, like he truly believed that would pass. This right here is one of those classic court moments where even good intentions can still get you cuffed up and walking out in silence.
What do you want me to go through each one, even though they're false claims? I mean, I don't know how to do anything else except deny that what they're saying is not true. And the retaliation came the day after Miss Smith and I got into a little scuff on the phone. And the next day I have a big thing on my door saying that I'm gonna be evicted. There's false allegations there that I can very easily prove wrong. One, I've never ever threatened an employee or her in any way,
Mr. Kelly.
shape, or fashion.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
If I set this for a trial and you lose, you're out in 10 days. You know
I'm
that.
out in 10 days anyway, from what I understand.
What?
If I defaulted or you judge for the plaintiff or side with the plaintiff, I thought I only had 10 days anyway. But is that true?
Yeah, it's 10 days under the statute.
Well, that's another reason that I feel I have to take it to trial. I mean, my outside of my house is perfect, but the inside needs a little work. And if I was going to sell it, I'd take a huge loss on that. If I had to get out in 10 days, find somewhere to live. I have a dog there. I've been there since 2017, Your Honor. And this is the third corporation that's owned it or managed it. I wasn't written up once in those first.
Mr. Kelly, what do you want to do?
I want to.
They don't want you there.
I want to save my house. I want to stay there. I mean, I retired. I put everything I had into that house. I paid my life savings to buy that free and clear so I wouldn't have a mortgage payment. I mean, I was planning on dying in Saline, you know, I mean, there. And it's in a trust. It's in a trust beneficiary, Your Honor, for my daughter. It's the only thing I have to leave for her. She's a disabled minority. She doesn't have anything that's going to be left to her except that house, and that's my plan, is to leave it to her. And I don't know, you know, between Pamela and I, we used to get along great. I mean, I haven't been able to even speak to her, so I just don't. I'm kind of confused as to, she knows my situation. She knows my daughter. She's fed my dog when my dog comes up. We had a good relationship, and all of a sudden she doesn't even talk about it. So I mean, I feel that it's off the extreme. I mean, I cut the lawn for 4 older women there in the neighborhood. I have everyone around me.
Mr. Kelly.
I just think I'm not the type of man that they're making me out to be, Your Honor. How else can I come here and kind of...
Well, your pleadings are bad, and I could frankly find that I don't have a tribal issue and grant them a judgment today.
Sorry, Your Honor, could you repeat that? I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
Your pleadings and your filings are bad. They're missing all kinds of things. It doesn't present to me an issue that I could even try at this point.
Well, I can't even keep up with the paperwork between the monetary things that I get every month. I mean, I've been going to court. I've been before you for the last 6 months. I mean, it's hard to keep up with all their paperwork. I apologize, but I didn't know that. You know, I can't afford a lawyer. I'm trying to do the best I can. I thought that I could, you know, I can bring you evidence of negating some of that stuff in trial. I didn't, you know, if you want me to answer that and give you
I told you to answer before, and I don't have it. Actually, I told you I think twice.
Well, you do have it, Your Honor, because you found it at the last hearing. We took a recess because you didn't have it, but then the court clerk...
That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your answer is wholly deficient.
Okay. I apologize. I was up all night. I don't know, really. I'm not an attorney, so I thought...
He's definitely not the most likable guy, I'll give you that. But man, it's still rough watching someone get pushed out of what they've been calling their home. Like seriously, how do you even get evicted from a place you claim to own? That part just doesn't add up. And honestly, I feel like this dude didn't even try to help himself. He could have gone to his local legal aid office. They literally exist for situations like this. Just because you can't afford a lawyer doesn't mean you're out of options, but you do have to speak up. That's what gets me every time. So many people lose not because they're wrong, but because they stay silent. If he'd had someone walking him through the process, this whole hearing might have looked completely different. Instead, he came in already beaten down, and that's the worst mindset you can bring into a courtroom. You can't fight the system if you don't even step up to play the game.
By just telling you that, I mean, I don't know how to answer. Some of those aren't accurate to the facts, so I didn't know if you wanted me to just state without any evidence to, you know, to negate their claims. I didn't think you needed me to just say, you know, what went on there, because I couldn't bring any proof of it. So I didn't know that. I can present evidence and all of that if you give me time.
What would you present to this court, Mr. Kelly?
Well, I could present the fact that the claims that that they filed are false. For instance, the car on the lawn, the threatening of the employees. I don't have all of them in front of me, but I could prove that those aren't true. And there's been other write-ups that through the...
Suppose you have a photo.
I have a photo. It's his mother-in-law's car. It was towed last year after many months and notices that the car needed to be removed.
What,
My understanding, Mr. Kelly, please let me finish, is that when the tow company came out to remove it, he threatened the tow company. Now, I'm still trying
that's a
to.
lie. That is a lie, and I can prove it wrong because I spoke to the Mayflower towing guy, and he denied that he ever said that. In fact, Ms. Smith said that he told her that
Let him take a look.
he told her that I pulled the gun on him. Yeah, what is this? The car? I'm not denying the car. I'm denying the fact what they said.
Mr. Kelly, you
Smith
just
gave me permission, Your Honor, for that car to be on the grass. She knew that it was my ex-wife's mother's car, and she just passed away, and she didn't have anywhere to put it. And I had it on my driveway, leaking a little oil, so I just moved it. Now I repaired that lawn, and it's a beautiful looking car if you saw it, but she was aware of it. Now there was some controversy the day that it got towed, because I was asking her to please wait because my ex had called me, and she called.
If she gave you permission, why would they have it towed?
Because it took.
Why would they have it towed?
Because
If what you said, Mr. Kelly, if it's true, that they gave you permission to have it there, why would they have it towed?
It was, Your Honor, I could prove that it was.
See, that answer my question.
It was towed because it had come to the point where it was on the lawn, it was there too long. And she said that she stamped the car was there for a year, Your Honor, on that lawn for a year. And then she put a tag on the car, and that's when we started negotiating, and I called my ex and told her, you gotta get this car out of here. They want it out and it's gonna be towed. That was when it came to that point.
Mr. Kelly,
But it was on the lawn
Mr.
for
Kelly,
a year, Your Honor.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
you told me 3 different things about this car. You're
Yes.
telling me that they gave you permission to have it on there. So how long, presuming they gave you permission, how long were they allowing you to keep it on the property?
There wasn't any set time. It was there. I kept the lawn. I always whipped around the car. I cut the lawn. When the car was
I
gone,
didn't ask you about the lawn.
I repaired the lawn.
I didn't ask you about the lawn.
There wasn't anything in writing or set. It just came to the point where it was there too long. Like I said, Pam and I got along fine. And then it was getting to the point, look, that car has been on there, or the car has been sitting there for too long. It didn't have proper plates. And that's when they put a tag on it, and they gave me 10 days to get it out of there.
And did you?
I was on my ex-wife. Yes, she was in the process of getting it. And I was on, I had no.
You talk in so many circles, Mr. Kelly.
I'm not talking in circles.
You absolutely are.
You're asking me what happened, and I'm telling you.
I didn't ask you what happened. I'm asking you very specific questions, and you're not answering.
I'm telling you.
You take off going in another
I
direction.
didn't have anywhere to put.
Why do I care whether we whipped around the car?
I guess you don't.
I don't. I didn't ask you that.
Well, they're making it out like my property's a junk pile, and it isn't. It's one of the nicest kept up yards in the area.
Did I ask you that?
I'm sorry.
First off, there's nothing in any of our pleadings in any way, shape, or form alleging that his site looks like a junk pile. So no, that is absolutely false. Your Honor, I have here a rule violation issued December 30th, 2022, no parking on the lawn. A rule violation issued on January 12th, 2023, no parking on the lawn. There's a note that they also emailed him about the dog being outside on tie-out, also a violation of the rules and regulations, and the vehicle being on the lawn. On 2/1, he called and said he will remove the car within 1 week. On 2/16, the car was tagged. I don't know the exact date that it was towed offhand, Your Honor, but April 23rd, Your Honor. So many months after all of this. So Mr. Kelly had ample time to remove the car, and he didn't.
My ex was speaking with Ms. Smith, and it was kind of between them at that point.
No.
I'm talking about the last. You can ask her. My ex talked to her. They were
Kelly.
They were talking
Mr.
back
Kelly.
and forth. Her mother died here.
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
they told you to get the car off the lawn. They told you you were in violation.
And I
You
did.
did nothing.
I did get it. It was towed.
Who towed it?
Mayflower Towing.
Okay.
At that point,
Bad question.
I said,
You want to know what?
I was trying to save
This
my
is why-
ex some money.
This is, Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
you're never going to overtalk me.
I'm not trying.
No, you are.
It just seems like just a man trying to save my house around.
Mr. Kelly, you told me about that vehicle. I just take that. What they told me is what Ms. Dornbush laid out. You weren't telling me the truth.
I am telling you the truth.
No, you're not. Why would she give you permission to park on the lawn and then send you a notice that you're in violation?
Because Connor, I can give you proof of when the car was there and when it was towed.
Listen to my question. Listen to my question.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Mr. Kelly, you better check that attitude right now. You better check it.
I'm not trying.
You better check it, Mr. Kelly. Oh, don't. Oh, no.
I don't know
Oh,
what
no.
I'm doing wrong. Your Honor.
Here's one thing that you've done wrong.
Please tell me.
Here's one thing that you've done wrong.
What?
I am not going to have that attitude coming from
I
you.
don't.
You need to figure out what you're doing. You have interrupted me throughout these entire proceedings. I'm not going to have it. Outside of the fact you've got a warrant for your arrest.
I apologize.
You got a warrant.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's from the driving while license suspended.
I didn't.
So here's what we're going to do.
Sorry.
Just so happens the judge is in front of his next door. But right now you're going to go into custody. We're going to take you in. I'm going to go next door, talk to Judge Freshour, see what she wants me to do with you.
Please, Your Honor, I have a gun. I need to wait.
What did I just say?
I just checked with the court about a warrant.
Court's going to stand in brief recess. I'll be right back. I had to check with Judge Freshour. We will be releasing Mr. Kelly not until 1 o'clock today. I'm not going to hold you guys here. What I will do is I'll set this, Ms. Dornbush, if you're available for a non-jury trial on the 30th. Will that work?
There might be something going on.
Just doing that so you have to come back and see us.
Your Honor, we don't mind coming back at 1 if Your Honor wants to do that, but I mean, if it's for the purpose of doing a bench trial, we don't have all of our witnesses that we.
Right, and I think I'm gonna do a bench trial, let him bring what he wants in
Should
do that.
get our witnesses
and, all
together.
right.
So the,
October 30th, 2024 at 9. Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
thank you. Sorry about the wait. We were trying to. What else? Oh. I see you show up. Hi. Can we hold that for this afternoon? Because the printout is in there for Mr. Kelly. Yes. Okay. You guys have a great day. Yes. Take care.
You know, Watching cases like this really drives home how many people move through life on autopilot, reacting instead of thinking. Honestly, most of the chaos we see in court doesn't come from bad luck. It comes from pride and poor decisions. Everyone's quick to blame the system, but half the time it's people refusing to take responsibility. Too many confuse standing their ground with digging their grave. I'll admit, the system's not perfect, far from it, but it rewards preparation, not emotion. You can't outtalk laws that are written in black and white. What blows my mind is how folks will argue with a judge instead of asking a lawyer or legal aid for help. That stubbornness traps people generation after generation. I've seen it too many times. Courts don't destroy lives, choices do. But hey, what do you think? Is the justice system truly unfair? Or are people just unprepared for how it works? Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay sharp out there.